So today I want to show you how you can create awesome depth isolation photos just like these ones. And we're starting right now. That's the funniest photo. So all these depth isolation photos have one thing in common, and that's the little piece of glass that they're holding in the middle to create the effect. Now that's a UV filter, but if you don't own a UV filter, that's okay, because there is a ton of different objects you can use to pretty much get the same effect. Now I know for a lot of people who have UV filters, they can get stuck on your lens really easily. Now an easy trick to loosen them up is to get a rubber band, put it around the top of your lens where the filter is, and then use that as some extra grip. So now you've got your UV filter, or another object of your choice, we can start with the method of this technique. Now, because of quarantine, we can't really go out and take photos of really interesting things to make the photo look nice. So we have to work with what we have in order to make the photo look interesting that way. So for this technique, we're gonna need to take two different photos, one with the UV filter in focus and the other with the subject or the background in focus. So for the photo, I need to be holding the UV filter, but I also want to be in the photo. Now, the awesome thing with this type of photography is that I can be in both, because we're going to be stitching two photos together, so I can be holding it and I can also be in the photo. Now for both of these photos, you want to try and take them one after another as quick as you can to avoid the camera moving at all. So if you have a tripod, I really recommend using that, or just something to keep your camera still. So right here you can see the two different photos that I took, one with the UV filter in focus and one with the background and the subject in focus. So they're the only two photos that we need to make this effect work. Now, we're only about halfway there, but first, now if you follow Jason Derulo on TikTok, you might have seen this video. So funny enough, I've got both of those things, and I want to put my depth isolation twist on it, so don't try this at home. That was nice and warm. Well, it works. So I reckon it's time to set up the photo. Ah! I bumped the table. I'm gonna have to do it again because I moved the camera now. So the idea I had would be my hand coming from under the table with a fireball in my hand. So I've done all the prep work. Now it's just time for the fireball. Having it above my head is just a little bit too dangerous, so I'm gonna just put it to the side. That's the funniest photo. How good is that photo? Oh, that's amazing. Of course, with the edit, it's a masterpiece. Okay, so let's get into how this effect is actually created. So, right now I've got the two images here open in Photoshop, the two ones that we said we were going to merge together. First thing you want to do is you want to get the layer with the filter or whatever you used as the frame for the image, which is this thing. This is our frame. You just want to grab that and you want to place it above the other one. So now it's in front of the other image of the subject in the background. And you just want to grab this masking tool over here on the side. And if you guys don't have access to Photoshop, there's another free software that I always talk about, and that's GIMP. So this is basically a free Photoshop you can download. It basically does the same stuff Photoshop does. And you just want to zoom in because we're going to have to make it into a circle. And you just want to start masking away at the filter. So now you've gone all the way around, you've got it all masked around like that. Now what you want to do is you just want to go up here and click mask, and boom. And then I'm just going to click this layer here and just feather it a little bit just to smooth out the edges where we masked it. Boom, and you can see the layer behind it is now being shown in the frame that we've got here. And because we kept the camera still, it really sells the effect. So I've linked GIMP down in the description if you want to go and download it if you don't have access to Photoshop. So that's how you do the depth isolation effect. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!